This picture is done on a 24 by 36 inch canvas in oil, and it begins after the block in. The sky and the right shoreline have been completed. The water is being done with the liner brush for the ripples at the furthest end of the river. And as I move forward, I start using a dagger brush for the water effects. And those markings are softened with a soft brush afterwards. The left side of the shore is shale, slopes right down to the river. And those dark areas you see are not waves, they are edges of some of the shale sticking right up through the water. And those will receive more highlights as the painting goes on. We had just had rain the day before, as you can tell by the sky. And so as I work the shale, you'll see some very rectangular patches of shale to the very left. They're dark blue at this point. That's rainwater running off of the hills. And those rivulets of water run all the way down the shore. In the distance, you'll see me adding little streams of water um, as the painting goes on. And to get that look of water, I add little ripples, just like you would to the water, to the patches of water on the shore, and then soften them up quite a bit. The water has that peculiar rectangular look because the ridges of the shale catch it, and then the water just runs off to one side. So you get that square patchy look there. You'll see that this video involves quite a bit of the buildup of the look of the shale in this video, and I continually work it, adding very slight color changes to replicate the little shades and depth to the stone. The grass that's growing through the crevices, it's dead this time of season, but it's there, and that's all going to get added. And then towards the end, you'll see me brush uh, a dry brush mixture of burnt umber, um, Sicilian crimson, and Prussian blue to give it a more sandstone look. I wasn't quite happy with this shaded gray look. That's what came across in the photo, but in this area, the sandstone tends to have a mauve type of look to it, and so that's what I did. And dry brushing works quite well. Most oil colors are fairly translucent, and so all the highlights I put in still came right through, and you'll see that in a few minutes. My paintings are done in layers, so when I talk about dry brushing and adjusting the color of the shoreline towards the end of the video, these paintings are done 3-4 hours at a time over a few days. And so when I do that dry brushing, the painting's dry. I use alkaloid oils and liquid for medium, and Gamsol for a thinner. And these dry in a matter of hours most times. Sometimes a little slower, but they will always be dry the next day. And so you can do things like dry brush. You can't do it when the surface is wet. It would just make a mess, of course. But it also gives you nice clean colors, being able to go back and do highlights the next day. Of course, this is January, so everything's dead, but that adds its own special colors to the trees in the background. You know, there's varying shades of browns, yellows, and then there's the occasional evergreen popping up through all that seasonal stuff. And so it makes an interesting picture to paint. In some respects, there's more detail to those winter trees than there are in the summer trees. And at this moment in the video, I start adding that dry brush mixture to create the final tones for the shale. And I believe right towards the end here, I sign off on the painting and it's finished. I want to thank you for watching. Be sure to give me a like and subscribe. Thank you.